it's only impossible for you until somebody just gives you the belief that you can do it, and then you go and do it. I was generally like a top student in most subjects, but this Afrikaans thing I just struggled with, bro. It just didn't make sense. Albeit I'm like colored, I'm supposed to come from a Afrikaans speaking people, all of that.
Yeah.
But I just absolutely struggled with it, grade 8, grade 9, it just like it wasn't making sense. And then towards the end of grade 9, I had a really, really good Afrikaans teacher, Mrs. Kruger, like, this old lady that had enough money, but she was still teaching us just because she could, because she loved what she did. And she would do these tests where if you got 20 out of 20, she'd give you $20. And I was never in that range, right? Because I was always getting like 15. And it was like these weekly tests. You had to learn the words, and then you had to write a sentence with it and all that. And one of my best friends at that time was like super bright in Afrikaans. His dad would write out all the sentences for him to memorize. And he was never getting the 20, never getting the 20. And then once, just in one paper, it's probably a fluke or something. I mean, I really I tried the once. And I'm sure this woman had grace on me because there was probably some errors or something and she liked me, but she gave me 20 on the paper. There was something that clicked in that moment that said, why not? Again, you don't know what you don't know, and you need somebody else to just see the potential. And that, I promise you, sparked off something where I went from maybe number 12th or 13th in the grade to being the top student thereafter in Afrikaans, grade 10, 11, and 12. I got the distinction in it. I don't brag on things, but what I'm saying is that sometimes it's just the confidence, the classic, Mandela line, it's only impossible until somebody does it. So very much, I think that is, like you said, you put your best, but it's your best according to your standard as well. And that's what you were talking about, raising that ceiling. Because once you realize that, hey, maybe I can do this, then suddenly your best is better.